I'm not ready.
Think I'm good at videos? You saw my last one, that was terrible. We're gonna skip an intro because last time I did an intro, it was awful. So, introless Bayojeanne Q&A question video.
I forgot my earrings.
Never mind, she forgot the earrings. Bayo takes longer to get ready, confirmed. Sean, get ready in 5 minutes. Bayo gets ready in 5 hours.
I know, babe. Sean wakes up pretty late.
I know, which is why she can get ready in 5 minutes. I'm just saying.
Point taken.
There you go. There we go. Okay. Introless intro number 2. Not gonna do an intro because last time I did that was fucking awful. So introless Bayojeanne Q&A 2. That's take 2. Never mind. This is my wife, Ruiojosama. Is that how you pronounce it?
Your pronunciation is okay.
This is my wife, Rui. I never shut the fuck up about her, so if you didn't know, this is my wife. We cosplay together, and now we're finally cosplaying together in one frame. So, here's to that. Cheers. Okay, we're gonna do questions from Twitter. Cool?
Very cool.
Very cool. I'll let the wife do the honors. Ladies first.
Aren't you a lady too?
Yes. Maybe.
Okay.
It depends on the day.
Question number 1. What do you think about Viola?
Maybe it's time for you to confess something.
Why me? I was the one who was
Confess
asking.
that you haven't played the game.
Okay, in all honesty, I haven't purchased a Switch yet. So I'm only just watching playthroughs, trailers and all that stuff, but kind of have the gist of it, it's fine. What do you think about Viola?
My feelings on Viola are quite complicated, considering how the ending is, but just fair warning, this is not going to be a spoiler-free video. The game has been out long enough. You've probably seen all the spoilers on Twitter, so it's your own fucking fault if you get spoiled. So, there's your disclaimer for you. They're complicated because of the ending, specifically, and like a couple other aspects, like she is a bit cringe. But I also can't knock her too much because like I also am the alternative type of person, so like you make fun of me all the time for having the same pants as Viola. So her style and vibes pretty okay. Could do without the lipstick and everything, but she seems like a good kid overall, but I do not think that she would be a replacement or should be a replacement for Bayonetta. That's just craziness, ridiculousness. Her combat though, not my favorite either. So like Witch Time is such a bitch to do because of the parrying aspect of it, but she's okay. I'm not a hater, but I'm not a lover. I'm a neutraler.
Even a word.
It's not a word. It's a new word now. It's in it's in the Peachieclover dictionary.
Neutral grounds.
Yes. And your opinion? What do you think about Viola from what you know?
This is coming from someone who hasn't fully played the game. I am sorry, I haven't played the game yet.
Yes.
To be fair, I pre-ordered the game just so I can have a physical copy of it, even though I still don't have a Switch. YOLOing really good. But yeah, Viola getting into the game kind of makes everything feel like Devil May Cry, I guess. One big happy family. Because I am a big fan of Devil May Cry, and I've played all the other games before. And I can say that it's quite an interesting character that they put there in the game. She is an interesting character, even though I gotta say she looks definitely a very campy character with that multicolored hair and that incredible shade of lipstick. At first I would be like, oh my god, I think we got the same hair. But in person, I mean, I have a very short hair as well, similar to Viola, so. But we've all been there, we've all had that sort of energy like Viola. Pretty sure you did too. So, yeah.
Yes.
And her game style, definitely reminds me of Virgil. but you know, her character definitely screams Nero to me from Devil May Cry. So I gotta say I'm pretty okay with her. Pretty excited to try her out soon. So there we go.
Also, her battle music slaps.
Yeah.
Viola's theme, killer. I love that.
Yeah, I think it balances out the fact that her very camp look has the most banger soundtrack there is.
Also, my favorite weapon in Bayojeanne is the katana, so I do like her because of the sword. So, and Cheshire is good boy, solid boy.
Very good boy.
Question number 2: who is the morning person?
It's definitely me.
It's definitely not me. I hate mornings.
I mean, in as much as I love sleeping and, you know, napping and all that, I tend to wake up earlier because I am an office lady and I need to wake up very, very early to get to work, commute and all that. So, yeah, I'm definitely the morning person.
Yeah, I hate mornings. I could sleep forever if I wanted to.
But of course, I also need coffee to go with that.
Yes, you're definitely the coffee drinker as well. But yeah, fuck mornings, hate mornings, don't like them.
Best Bayo cosplayer we've ever seen.
So we have like pretty much the same opinions on things, but we are not going to butcher the names, so we're going to insert photos and
Their
usernames.
social
Yes, the social medias of those people. So
that we follow.
there will be
and
pictures here somewhere. Highly recommend go check those people out because they're awesome. We're very particular about Bayo and Bayo cosplays, so these ones are definitely our top tier ones that we highly recommend. So shout out to those people, so cool.
Yes, I actually got Pugovka's Bayonetta photo book, so I'm just really, really stoked. You'll love him.
Okay, so this one's kind of a two-parter question here. So, what made you get into the franchise? How did you discover it? And what drew you into it?
Okay, for me, I discovered Bayonetta by chance because I was just starting to get into playing games with our console, and Bayonetta 1 is one of the more available games at the time, and I was like, okay, let's try this one. I really had no idea at the time, and then I just it's like Genesis.
Fates.
Yes. I got hooked. I love her character so much. I love the story and everything, and it's just, it carved its own special place into my heart. So yeah, it's just me getting into playing games, playing console games, opened a whole new world into Bayonetta, and it just went from there. And when I started cosplaying, I just had to include her in my plans and all that, and it's stuck ever since.
I got into it to impress my wife. So y'all can thank her. I wouldn't have gotten into Bayonetta. Like, I've heard it in passing, like, over the years, kind of like, oh, there's this really intense game, sexual game. And so I've heard it in passing, but never, like, played it. But to impress my wife here, I decided to get it because it was on sale on the Switch eStore. So I just decided to purchase it and play it so I can impress my wifey. And then, of course, fell in love with all the aspects of it, like the aesthetics, just the way that Bayo carries herself, goals. And of course fell in love with Jeanne and Jeanne's character in general. I think I remember specifically surprising you with with a Jeanne cosplay because I had stuff around my house and I was like, I fuck with her so bad. She's great.
Definitely.
So, and the rest is history. What drew me into Bayo is, well, the aesthetics. It's very fun as well. So, and the music, Fly Me to the Moon Climax Edition. Top tier. Love the music and just like, can you beat that intro? Like the intro, it's so good. I loved it. So very happy. That's what drew me into it.
Which game has Bayo and Jeanne's designs best?
personally, it's complicated, but Bayo1 is always going to be my favorite for Bayonetta because I really dig the beehive. It's something very original, not seen before, and just like her catsuit outfit, amazing. I love it, and I love the floral details in it, and just red is my favorite color, so maybe I'm a little bit biased because the whole game's vibes is red. But Bayo1 is my favorite design for Bayo for sure. Bayo2 design is my favorite, but I wish that they would stick with the shorter hair. I miss Jeanne's short hair so much. So that's what my opinion is. And then like the other outfits for the other characters in Bayo1, like Rodon and even Luca, all the background characters, I think that they look better in one. Like they're still like campy, but not like crazy, like fucking out there vomit of patterns. So I'll prefer that. So that's my opinion.
As for me, similar with Clover over here, I like Bayo1 and then Bayo2 and then last one for design wise, because I think, you know, back in 3 I think they put all the good designs on their what's transformation called again, their masquerade,
Demon Masquerade.
They put all the gorgeous designs over there instead of the actual. I'm sorry, it's like
It's
just
for sure.
Camp is not my thing, so I prefer the first 2 games. Their designs are really top notch over there.
We have a lot of feelings about the Bayo 3 designs in this group. Question number 6. Gay?
Super gay.
Probably. Supposedly. Quite honestly, I'm a little confused myself. I ask myself the same question every day. Apparently, to some people, we're just best friends. Historians will say we're best friends. Roommates.
Favorite song out of all the Bayo series?
To me, still, you can't beat Bayo1 in terms of music. Like, Mysterious Destiny is really good. It still holds up really well. And the Fly Me to the Moon Climax Edition I mentioned slaps so fucking hard. Can't beat that. And with the, I believe it's Brenda Lee Fly Me to the Moon sequence in the credits with the pole dancing scene, so gorgeous. I hope that we have that at our wedding. I would love to have that as our first dance. I mean, just dancing to that song would be nice because it's gorgeous, and with it being sung by a lady and a lot slower, then it feels more like sultry, sexy, intimate in that way. So Bayo1 music is my favorite. Moon River is pretty okay.
As for me, like Tomorrow Is Mine. It's my favorite out of everything else.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it hits really different to me. I mean, sure, Fly Me to the Moon comes really close, but I think I got attached more with Bayo2 music.
You know, you had to sit down and play it in like
Oh yes.
one sitting.
Yeah, I had to borrow a friend's Switch for me to be able to play Bayo2 before I sat on it for 8 hours on my birthday. And I was like, oh, I forgot to change my weapons, and I was already 60% into the game. I was still using the
Love is Blue.
Yeah, I was just like plowing through the whole thing because it was just, story is intense. It's really good.
Fellas, is it gay to go after your best friend when they're in hell and to ask if they want a wake up kiss? Suspicious. How did you get into cosplay?
I got into cosplay because, well, I think I also got dragged into it by my friends from college. I joined this anime organization and got exposed to a much wider community in my university town, and I befriended a lot of people, and then I got introduced to the incredibly massive and transformative world of cosplay and makeup and dress up and all that, and it just stuck, and I've been going at it for 10 years now.
Yay,
Yeah,
10 years.
and I didn't regret anything, because if I didn't get into cosplay, I would have like my little leafy.
In terms of me, I've always had a fine arts background. My father's always been a thespian, always doing community shows, and I eventually got into that as well. Used to perform in community musicals and other such theater productions. So I've always had a kind of fine arts background and arts background in general. Also, my father, beep, beep, back up. My father has always been a more geeky sci-fi fantasy nerd, so I've always had that sort of like environment around me. So I would say that all kind of tied in to how cosplay began into my life, is the fact that fine arts and like being into those sort of like geeky nerdy things kind of all tied together. And so I got into it, I believe it's 2013, maybe even sooner than that actually. If I can find a picture of my very first cosplay, I will insert it here. It's been a little over, I think, 8 years at this point. I'm so glad that I have gotten into it, because I wouldn't have met my lovely wife. Wouldn't have found my dream Bayo. I wouldn't have found Bayo in general. So that would have been
Yeah, I basically
depressing.
told her to get Bayonetta. Oh my god, you gotta switch. Have you played Bayonetta yet? It's basically threat at this point.
Also, your nun Bayo cosplay, it does a lot for me.
Nuns do you?
It's it's you first of all, but
Only kidding.
it's, I don't know if I'm kidding, but
What is your dream Bayonetta outfit to cosplay?
I want to get a full outfit of Bayojeanne's outfit, like in general, the official design. I would love to get a full outfit of that, one that I actually like, because some of the pre-bought ones that you can buy just aren't really like suitable. Like, they don't meet my expectations. So I guess it's not quite Bayo, but Jean's Bayo 2 outfit, I'd love to have that as well, like a really good quality one. So I would love to do those two.
For me, there's a lot of great designs in the art books of Bayonetta,
Yeah,
right? The Eyes of
gorgeous.
Bayonetta. Most of the designs are gorgeous. I am still preparing for my own official Bayonetta 2 costume. I told before earlier that I kind of don't dig much of the Bayo 3 designs, but the cat costume that's
Ooh,
pretty
that's
much
cute. The
unlockable. It's
storybook.
pretty cute. It's
Yeah,
pretty
the
cute.
storybook
Yeah.
Bayo outfit is pretty fucking cute. So
I got like her ears and her little tail.
Mhm.
It's pretty nice.
Advice for new cosplayers.
Nowadays, there's a lot of resources and suppliers for cosplay stuff, right? And all I can say is cosplay for yourself and not for external validation or public consumption. I want you guys to enjoy the characters you love, the characters you relate with, and all the fandoms and all the games and all the media that you consume. Just enjoy and feel free to transform and be yourself or be the character. It just really is a form of gratification for me whenever I would do all my all the characters that I love. Really don't be too immersed in what other people would think, or am I doing this correctly, or am I doing this wrong, or am I doing this enough, or am I doing this often like other people do. It varies from person to person, so just do what you can, do what you love, and enjoy the hobby, really.
I would also like to add that basically don't worry about the trends so much. Don't worry about what's trending. I know it's easier to get that attention and get
Fame.
that fame from things that are trending right now, but really this should be self-indulgent. That's what hobbies are. This is stuff that makes you feel happy. Do something that makes you feel joy. For instance, the Yu-Gi-Oh community, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters is like over 20 years old now, but the fact that I decided I wanted to cosplay from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Is how I even met my wife in the first place. So if you just don't worry about the trends, you can find communities of people that enjoy those things that you enjoy, even if they are older. The Bayonetta community in general, before Bayo 3, everyone was still kicking it when we were waiting for Bayo 3 to come out. So basically, there are communities that are still thriving, and you can still find really good, solid people in those older communities. And so really stop worrying about the trends. Yes, it gets more reach, yes, it gets more attention, but really sometimes it's not worth it. The attention isn't worth it when you can find really solid lifelong friends like I have through older fandoms. Don't be afraid to do things that are self-indulgent and less on the trendy side. Also try to thrift as much as you can. Lessen the amount of trash and garbage that's in the world. So if you thrift and upcycle things, really it's doing some part. Nothing wrong with buying things or anything like that. Just secondhand things as much as you can, or even sell the costumes that you're not using anymore, so then you can reduce the amount of waste that's out there.
This next question is basically for you because you've already finished Bayo 3. Who do you like playing the most and the playable characters in Bayo 3?
Like I said before, Viola's combat is not the most fun in the world. At points I was getting, like when it would transition in the story and you would be put to playing as Viola, I was like, I would say Bayo is the most fun, and being the original, what people are calling on Twitter, Brave Cereza, I would say is most fun. I personally use Madame Butterfly Bal probably the most, because I like them the most. What about big sexy lady stomping on things says no? What about that says that it's a bad idea? And then personal love for frogs, of course. Froggies. Bal is so gorgeous, and the transformation when she transforms into the opera singer. Okay, what is your favorite game out of the 3?
Okay, I would definitely go for 2 because of, finally met the mom, the dad as well.
Rosa, she can get it.
But in terms of gameplay, I would definitely say 3 can definitely take the top place. I mean, I understand I've seen a lot of similar gameplays and stuff. I've played Devil May Cry as well, and I can definitely attest to how impressive the gameplay is. So
Bayo 1 is my favorite. I don't know, I guess I just really like the original, so it's probably because like the emotional connection aspect of it kind of just like sticks with me. But I like Bayo 1 a lot for the story and the vibes, and God, Jeanne is such a bitch to fight. God, I love her so much. Yeah, I think Bayo 1 is my favorite. Bayo 2 is probably my second favorite. It's like the Locket meme where it's like, my beloved, and then it's like opens up and it's like that, a picture of Bayo.
Next question. What games do you like aside from Bayonetta?
So, I don't play games as much as other people do. Because I didn't grow up fortunate enough to have enough money for me to play a lot of games. So I didn't start playing games until I moved out, had my own income. Bayonetta 1 was actually my very first one-player story-driven game on my very first console that I owned myself. So games I play outside, I have been trying Final Fantasy 15 per request of my wife. So got Persona 5 recently, also per request of the wifey. But I did play Breath of the Wild, and that's one of my favorite games. I can't wait for the second one to come out. The first Last of Us game is also one of my favorites. It's very good.
Okay, as for me, I did mention earlier that I love the Devil May Cry franchise, but apart from that, I love the Tales of franchise. I play a lot of Tales of games. I like Hades. I like the Persona franchise as well. I've played 3. I'm still playing 4, and I've already finished 5 and 5 Royale. I like playing Yakuza games. And it's my current hyperfixation recently. And I do like playing Final Fantasy games as well. My very first one was Final Fantasy 8. And then I played 9, and I also played 12. All the 13 games. I play, my most favorite, 15. I'm looking forward to seeing 16. And unfortunately, I haven't played 14 because I don't have a nice PC setup, and I don't have time for online games because it takes a lot of my time. I'm an office lady, I have a lot of work to do.
What are your hobbies?
Hobbies. So apart from cosplay, apart from playing games, I like reading novels, reading fan fiction, and I draw fan art. And sometimes if the need arises, I would try to paint, because that's my course. I graduated with a degree in fine arts, visual arts.
Smart wifey.
So I know traditional stuff, and well, mostly I do digital painting now because it's more convenient. Drawing comics and doing fan art for the stuff that I am into already, like Final Fantasy games and stuff like that. I also work out in the gym.
My hobbies, I have kind of rotated through them over the years. Like I said before, I used to do theater, so I used to be a thespian, I used to sing and all that jazz. But now my main hobbies are cosplay and dancing. I am in a official non-profit organization. We are a dance collective. So I am in one of those, and I do that every week. I don't create visual arts anymore through drawing, so I wouldn't necessarily put that on my list anymore, but it is something that I would say kind of ties in. I do makeup. I used to do SFX makeup as well. So, and aerial acrobatics as well. So.
She's actually pretty good at arts. She's got a talent for it. I almost forgot. Apart from reading a ton of fan fiction, I do write some of them too. But yeah, I gotta get back to them eventually. All right, last question. Give us a fun fact about yourself.
Let's see.
24 hours later.
Shut up. My fun fact about myself is I can't see without my glasses, and legally I cannot drive without them. I can't see anything right now.
I mean, as compared to Jean, who rarely wears her
Yeah,
glasses.
exactly. I have to wear mine consistently all the time, or I can't fucking see.
A fun fact about me is I graduated with Latin honors. I'm the only one who graduated Latin honors in my batch and in my college. I think we were only 2 who graduated on time because everyone else just had to extend. You know how difficult it is to graduate on time. Like, theses and all that. But, so it's a nice fact, I guess. It's not too bragging, is it?
No. You have every right to brag. Do that for years.
I'm a nerd.
Own up to it. So that's all the questions that we have for today. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next cosplay post.